Well, hello and welcome to the stream.
That it was seen placing a violent, mentally disturbed homeless man in a chokehold on a New York City subway last week will be charged with second-degree manslaughter by Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. Our very own Brian Yennis is live in our New York City newsroom with more. Brian, what's going on?
Sean, good evening. Daniel Penny is expected to turn himself in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. He'll be arraigned on second-degree manslaughter charges for the chokehold death of 30-year-old homeless man Jordan Neely. Now, a grand jury has to be convened to indict, but it is interesting that the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg chose not to punt this decision to file charges to a grand jury, instead choosing on his own to file these charges. Now, this comes after days of protests in New York City pressuring Bragg to press charges against Penny. The protests led to clashes with police and a dozen arrests. 10 days ago, Penny put Neely in a chokehold reportedly for several minutes on the F subway train after witnesses say Neely was aggressively screaming and threatening passengers. Neely had a history of mental illness and had been arrested dozens of times, including for assaults on subway riders. Now, in a statement tonight, Penny's lawyers write he risked his own life and safety for the good of his fellow passengers. The unfortunate result was the unintended and unforeseen death of Mr. Neely. We are confident Mr. Penny will be fully absolved of any wrongdoing. Sean, if found guilty, the Marine veteran could receive 3.5 to 15 years in prison.
All right, Brian, thank you. Now, as a reminder, the victim in this case, Jordan Neely, was not the harmless Michael Jackson impersonator like the left wants you to believe. This was a person, very sadly, very tragically, who was seriously mentally ill. He had 42 prior arrests, including a kidnapping charge after he abducted a 7-year-old girl. He also racked up multiple violent assaults against elderly New Yorkers. And just prior to his death, witnesses told police that Neely was making violent threats on the subway and demands, saying he didn't care if he went to jail, he didn't care if he got killed. Here with reaction, our former New York City mayoral candidate, Curtis Sliwa, Fox News contributor Leo 2.0 Terrell. Good to have you both. Now, it wasn't just the Marine that got involved. This guy was threatening the people on this train. He didn't care about it going to jail, didn't care if he died. 42 arrests, sadly, long history, untreated mental health issues, but even violent arrests. This guy clearly was a danger that motivated people to get involved to protect the innocent people. What does that mean? Innocent people won't be protected going forward?
Sean, he was rated one of the 50 most dangerous persons living in the subway system. And we see the Marine Corps. They've been there for us, from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli to the subways of New York City. This sergeant in the United States Marine Corps came to the aid of all the citizens there. He could have walked away like most citizens done, or observed what we call MYOB, mind your business, which has paralyzed our city. But he gets involved. 2 other good Samaritans jump in. He didn't even know. They hold him down. They restrain him. He's telling the passengers, call 911. They did. Took 15 minutes for the cops to come because we don't have enough cops. All weekend long, all the officials are saying we're not doing enough for the emotionally disturbed, for the schizophrenic. We need to do more. Now, all of a sudden, Alvin Bragg gets a call from 2 people. Al Slim Shady Sharpton, he says, I want him indicted for murder, and I want the 2 good Samaritans indicted for murder. What? Are you out of your mind? And then AOC, all out crazy, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez scores a trifecta. Day 1, she says, he murdered her. Day 2, he lynched him. Day 3, he executed him. So you have this gang of influential New Yorkers ringing the phone of Alvin Bragg, who should not be taking their calls. He shouldn't be influenced by anybody. And he has decided not to put it in front of a grand jury, because grand jury are subway riders. They would let this guy go. So he's having him arrested tomorrow and prosecuting him.
There's a rumor you may be running against AOC for Congress. Is there any truth to that?
Should I take on AOC? Let's do it.
All right. What else do you want to throw? I feel sorry for the mentally ill. I really do. I feel sorry. But this guy...
Manscaped created the perfect tool specifically designed for each area, your beard and your balls.
Please don't double dip.
The new Beard Hedger by Manscaped. I've hopped around different brands of beard trimmers. This one's great.
It's an absolutely great trimmer.
It has a zoom wheel
It uses only one guard.
to adjust to 20 different hair trimming lengths.
You can do it all with just one single guard.
Let's face man, you got code there, brother man.
Just like the lawnmower, it's waterproof, so I can trim my beard in the shower now.
Of course, cordless and rechargeable.
You can do what I did, which is bundle up and get yourself the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Everything you need to nourish and grow your precious, immaculate beard. Includes the Beard Hedger trimmer and travel case.
This case is absolutely incredible.
I'm looking forward to using the other items.
You got the beard shampoo.
Beard conditioner.
Wash your face, wash your beard out. You're gonna apply this guy and you're gonna leave it in a lot and a ton of moisture with coconut oil, shea butter, and vitamin E.
Really nice and fresh.
It's also got the beard oil
It's gonna help moisturize the skin that's under your beard.
and the beard balm.
Smells good. All the products smell really, really good.
Just want to give it a look. That is a well-scented beard.
Pro Kit includes beard brush, beard comb, and beard scissors.
Everything you need. Hey, honey. No, I didn't learn his name before sniffing his beard unprompted. It's called an icebreaker.
Obviously, if you've got a beard, that's a huge plus. It's really nice.
What are you waiting for? Get your mane right.
It's all sharp.
I promise you, if you grab one of these guys, you are not gonna be disappointed.
So get the right tools for the job. Shop manscaped.com.
Keep it
comment about how thin his parents' walls were when he was growing up. Take a look.
We lived in a 3-bedroom split-level home in a housing development it was a nice area. That was when they were developing suburbia with 4 kids and a grandpa living with us. I look back and I wonder how thin those walls were for my mom and dad.
That's really creepy. Well, wait, at least he was not snipping children's hair. Sadly, this is not the first time he's made the off-putting comment. Here with reaction, the Bottom Line co-host, Dagan McDowell, Fox and Cross America host, Jimmy Fago. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'd rather, I mean, what is he suggesting there? That he heard mom and dad kissing, or what's
like, seriously, what kind of weirdo is listening to their parents through the walls? I never thought I'd say this.
Joe.
I never thought I'd say this, but he might have weirder stuff on his laptop than Hunter does. I thought Hunter had the title, but we don't we don't know what he was trying to say. Is it a dirty joke? Is it like something about poverty? You could get so rich.
He doesn't know what he's trying to say.
That's what I mean.
I do.
Okay. Oh, you do?
I am a scholar of grifters and cons, both long and short.
Ooh, whoa.
And the thin walls is Joe Biden's tell. So this reveals his fixation on accumulation and maintaining of wealth and status. His daddy, boom and bust. He was well off and then went broke, right? When he was a little kid and they had to move back to Scranton. So the thin walls is a reference to never wanting to return to that level of lifestyle for himself and his family.
You are scaring me right now.
So he will make sure he never returns to those thin walls by any means necessary.
Whoa. That is amazing.
Very clever. Can you not do that?
Well, that is funny. It's like the Bidens have an HGTV show where they're like, our budget's from Ukraine.
Ukraine, Russia, China, Kazakhstan.
Russia, and China. Our grandkids will actually be paying you for some reason. We don't know why. It's really weird. I don't actually have that forensic psychology degree that Dagan does, but I would just say this. Someone could get so rich selling a Joe Biden to English dictionary. You know what I'm saying? Have you pitched that on Shark Tank? Like, what's he say?
Did you know you can receive free cell phone service? That's right. Thanks to the government's Affordable Connectivity Program, you can enjoy unlimited data, talk, and text on one of America's largest and fastest 4G, 5G networks. Cut your costs without cutting your coverage. If you receive federal benefits like Medicaid or SNAP, then join the 2 million Americans who save hundreds with Q-Link Wireless. Sign up is fast and easy, so get started today. Visit QLinkWireless.com. That's QLinkWireless.com.
Strong parental presence in the home right now. So on a substantive level, yes, this kid deserves a presence and ownership from the family. But even on a superficial level, imagine you're Joe Biden's grandkid, and now you're missing out on all the fun things like hiding classified documents in the garage. You know, you get to teach, it's the one grandkid who gets to teach grandpa how to ride a bike. It's normally the other way around.
Wait, I thought we were going to talk about the vegan who wrote the nasty letter to the steak eater.
Because they're barbecuing next door, yeah.
I was a vegan for 2 years.
What?
Yeah.
By the way, I blame Don Imus for that.
No. Oh, God, I didn't take any advice.
He used to write, Hannity, you're so, I can't say the word.
I will.
A chubby, and I'd write, Don, eat a cheeseburger. You need one.
Can I just say that the emissions from someone who eats an all-vegetable diet are much more offensive than the smell of a sizzling steak.
I agree.
That's funny, probably true.
And steak eaters, you need knives, so don't mess with them.
So what happened here, that's funny, what happened here is this vegan Australian woman write a letter to her neighbor complaining that they had a barbecue. I'm just amazed that a vegan had the energy to write a letter. It's like, wow.
Do we have any vegans here? Anybody?
We're so sorry.
Everybody's normal.
Well done.
Thank you both. More Hannity straight ahead.
तो ये फ्रैंकलिन की बॉस का गैराज या फिर था तो, लेकिन खैर एस पे चलते हैं, आज मिशन खेलते हैं यार। काफी दिनों बाद हम लोग गेम खेल ले और मिशन ना खेले तो ऐसा हो नहीं सकता। चलो हम लोग मिशन पे चलते हैं। तो एस आने वाला है, बस सीधा रास्ता। बस यार वो चुड़ैल सी ना मिले मेरे को, एक चुड़ैल रहती है इधर आसपास कहीं। तो ये फ्रैंकलिन के बॉस का गैराज या फिर दुकान या फिर शॉप, यहाँ से एंटर करते चलो। कहीं ये माइकल वाला मिशन ही ना हो यार, जिसको मैं खेल खेल के बोर हो चुका हूँ, काफी ज्यादा बोर हो चुका हूँ उस मिशन को खेल खेल के। तो चलो यार थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट पार्ट में और देखता हूँ कि यार ये गेम रिकॉर्ड हुआ भी है या ऐसे ही बकवास कर रहा मैं।
Together and with Blue Diamond Cook on Diamonds for this unbelievable price. Diamond infused technology creates the hardest non-stick coating. It's 5 times harder. Metal utensils safe.
Where do I even begin when it comes to my mom? I call her my angel on earth.
My grandmother took me in.
I'm a poster child for It Takes a Village.
My aunt has just always been there.
She is my real mom. To all kinds of moms, happy Mother's Day.
Anyone from Alabama should pay close attention. Residents of Alabama who earned less than $50,000 in 2022 are now getting approved for a health spending allowance in 2023. Residents not on Medicare or Medicaid can get approved in just minutes. This is helping me and my family save so much on medical expenses. And the best part is that the allowance gets refilled every month. People keep asking me about it, so I left the link for you below. The application process is free and easy. It only took me about 60 seconds. If you want to claim yours, just click the Learn More button below.
Folks can help him out with a sweet ride. No way. Yes way. Dollars and our car vending machines will drive you happy at Carvana. Gunto, the king of late night.
That might have been the most beautiful story I've ever heard.
Find out why Greg brings the heat like no one else can.
Yeah, it's okay to laugh.
Gunto on every weeknight at 11, only on Fox News Channel.
Next week we have live audience shows on Wednesday and Thursday. If you want to be a part of the show, just go to Hannity.com. Tickets are $1 million a piece. No, I'm kidding. Tickets are free, Hannity.com. That's all the time we have left. Thank you for being with us. Set your DVR so you never, ever, ever miss an episode of Hannity. In the meantime, let not your heart be troubled. Laura Ingraham is here. What do you have to say to Laura?
Well,
your love, Laura Ingraham.
So, back at you. Back at you. So, Hannity, you decided to go without a tie, right? You're tieless now.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Last night I had a jacket on. I looked like I was a band leader. So I took that off, and now I'm just in. I did it. It looks like something from the music band last night. But yeah, exactly. It looks a little bit like. So tonight I'm going shirt sleeves, like working, like the Rosie the Riveter thing with like the thing. Like, so I'm going like tough gal now. So I'm deciding
to downplay that I wasn't wearing a tie, so people that pay my salary didn't notice, and you keep bringing it up and calling attention to it, and I'm expecting my phone to ring any
that's
second.
what I have to do. That's what I have to do. Sam's telling me I have to leave, but I'll see you next week.
She's going to be in the studio.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ingram Angle. I am Laura Ingraham. Thanks for spending some time with us on this Open Borders Eve. Now tonight, you're all witnesses to history. Courtesy of our Fox reporters on the ground and our cameras in key flashpoints, we're going to bring you right to the center of this post-Title 42 immigration storm. the unfolding human tragedy, the national security implications, the growing burden on schools and hospitals, the fentanyl trade, violent crime, and of course our declining trust in our federal officials. America's on a knife's edge, and together we're going to have to pull it back toward common sense and the rule of law. So let's begin. Impeachable and unconscionable. That's the focus of tonight's angle. In T-minus 2 hours now, hundreds of thousands of foreigners gaming our immigration system will begin pouring in. Now, after they get there, they're going to be asked, where they want to go. Then they're going to get their free bus tickets, all courtesy of U.S. taxpayers. Now, most of them will not be screened at all, either for diseases or prior criminal backgrounds. Sometimes they'll get a piece of paper telling them to show up years down the road for an immigration hearing. Yeah, that's going to happen. Now, understand this and understand it well. The scenes you're watching tonight are not happening because of Biden administration incompetence. They're happening because this is exactly what the Democrats want. I explained this. Liberals and business elites have been doing this for decades, and now they're celebrating what is ultimately, if they really get their way, the destruction of America's middle class. Sounds inflammatory, hyperbolic? Stay with me. Now, why do they want to destroy the middle class? Well, the far left hates all those traditions that the middle class clings to, especially the flag waving, guns, religion, you got the sport, and big business. They dislike the middle class because it's an obstacle to keeping wages as low as possible. Remember, under Trump, the middle class was better off. Their median income was rising, and we had minimal inflation. But a limitless supply of low-wage workers, that's what makes business happiest and keeps America's middle class the poorest. The open borders radicals think every migrant sleeping on the ground tonight, waiting for processing, is a future Democrat voter. That's how they see them. The wealthy donors see the migrants as much-needed cheap labor. Now, it's as simple as that. If those two groups didn't want this to happen, Biden wouldn't have done it. Because of what they've done, an untold number of Americans